All right. What's going on, Canes fans? And maybe a couple Temple fans. I do believe there are two or three that watch this channel. Welcome to another episode of Couch Coop Confessions. What I like to do in this series is give my final thoughts for the big game about 24 hours before kickoff. And at the time of filming this, it is exactly that, about 24 hours before kickoff. And this is my opportunity to, maybe say, I changed my mind on this game. Maybe something happened. Maybe a player got injured. Maybe the weather has changed. And this is my kind of last chance, final opportunity to be like, yo, guys, listen, I made a mistake in my preview video. I filmed them at the beginning of the week. Things have changed. I need to let you guys know I've changed my mind. And I'm here to let you know that for this Temple game, I have not changed my mind in the slightest. Now, one thing I would like to say before we dive too deep into this is my score prediction for this game that I made on Monday is 41-10. Now, to be fair, I'm just being real here. I was not factoring in the weather. There's some kind of tropical cyclone monsoon thing rolling through town, apparently. They're talking about torrential downpours, 30 or 40 plus mile per hour winds. With all that being said, Temple fans are acting like Miami has never played in the rain before, which is, this is what they're saying is one of the things they have going their way. I don't know if they know a whole lot about Miami or South Florida, but the rain could definitely slow this game down. Here's what I'm getting at. The rain could slow it down, and it's possible it's a lower scoring game. But even taking that into account, the most I would possibly change on my score prediction is I would shave maybe 7 to 10 points off of Miami's score. So I would say like 31-10 or 34-10 if I would have been factoring in the storms. But at the end of the day, Mother Nature is unpredictable. So maybe it's not raining. A lot of the forecasts say it's definitely gonna rain, but will it be raining during the game? I don't know. We know that it's rained in most of our games at Hard Rock. And what did we do? We decided to pound the rock. So I think Miami will be just fine regardless. I can't officially ever change my score predictions because what I lock in the preview video is what they are. But I just like to make it known I would maybe shave a little bit off of that score a tad. Otherwise, we're not scared of Temple. It doesn't change a thing. 60 degrees is perfect football weather. Yeah, I think 60 degrees is chilly. But when you're playing football, it's not. It feels good, especially on those guys in the trenches, big offensive and defensive linemen. They're going to love that 60-degree weather. So I'm not worried about that at all. Now, I would like to say there are a couple of areas that I can praise Temple a bit. I told you guys that I think they found their running back in Joquez Smith. The dude is a freshman, however. He's 5'8", 190 pounds. He rushed for 142 yards last week. But that was against Norfolk State. And again, I just said it, this guy is a freshman. I think we see one of those scenarios where, I realized this was last year, but you remember whenever we played Southern Miss? Yeah, I don't even need to say the name. You remember the running back? You remember whose son that is? You remember how everyone hyped it up and said he's going to put 100-plus yards on Miami? And, he's an okay running back. But if I recall correctly, he didn't quite put on a show against Miami. This is a different level of defense. Now, like I said, that's apples to oranges. I understand that was last year. But even if they try to play this dude, I believe that we would shut him down. There's also the argument here, Temple fans love E.J. Warner. His dad is Kurt Warner. I think they're overhyping him. He's throwing around a 52% completion percentage with 4 touchdowns and 2 picks in 3 games. Keep in mind they've played Akron, Rutgers, and Norfolk, and they lost to Rutgers like 35 or 36-7. So no, the Canes are not scared of Temple. I don't see a world with this Miami Hurricanes team. I'm not saying we're perfect, but I don't see a world where this game is close. Like, tell me if I'm wrong. Are you guys getting a different vibe? I've seen a lot of people say, yo, Coop, this is one of those games where I got this feeling in my gut. This is Miami's first road game of the season. There's a bye week coming up after this. I don't really know. I'm kind of scared. I feel like a minimum Miami wins this by at least 2 touchdowns. I'm probably confident in saying 3 touchdowns or more. I don't remember what the spread is going into this game. I think Miami's around a 21 to 25 point favorite, and I actually think that that's probably spot on for this one. I do. I think Miami just takes control of this game from kickoff, and it's no problem. Now, this could be a sloppy game. Again, I think that they have actual grass. I don't think that this is turf or anything like that. So it could be a muddy, sloppy mess. But as I said, even if that's the case, I think we're just fine. I'm not worried about it. Now, interestingly, Temple does have a right tackle by the name of Victor Stoffel, I believe. I think I'm saying his name right. The dude is 6'8", 300 pounds. That's a big old right tackle. That ain't just a big boy. That's a big grown man. He hasn't allowed any sacks so far this season, but I think that changes on Saturday afternoon. Again, when we're comparing the two teams, look at the level of competition that each has played. Miami hasn't played the best teams in the country yet. Yeah, we beat Texas A&M. That's going to be better than any team that Temple has played so far. But we also beat up on Miami of Ohio and Bethune-Cookman. Still, I don't care how you look at this thing, man. You want to watch the tape, you want to look at the stats on paper, whatever you want to look at, Miami is just the bigger, better, more athletic team. Period. And this confidence that I'm seeing oozing from Temple fans has me scratching my head. I can respect it. Like, honestly, really and truly, I can respect it because I know what it's like. You know, you want to root for your team, but it's very confusing for me. I would also like to mention in this video, keep an eye out. In my opinion, this is just a random take. They have that big quarterback, Quincy Patterson, 6'3", 240 pounds. They like to bring him in short yardage situations. I think this week what Miami should look out for is him potentially throwing a pass. And I say that because they usually run him. Now, he fumbled last week. He came in and he fumbled against Norfolk. This is one of those games where Miami is ranked number 20 in the country. It's at Temple. I think that Temple comes out and really throws a lot of different things at Miami because they're going to be forced to. They're going to have to. They're going to throw everything at the Canes. We've always argued we get every team's best game, and I think this will be one of Temple's best games. They're going to take some chances. And what better chance to take than marching out your 6'3", 240-pound quarterback that always runs the ball, and you throw a little trickery in there, and you have him throw a pass. I don't know. I just think that we should look out for it. And obviously, Guidry is the defensive coordinator for a reason. I'm just a couch coach. He's going to be ready for something like that. I do think also Temple has 2 former Miami Hurricanes, defensive tackle Alan Hay and a former kicker, Camden Price. So that'll be something else to keep an eye on just to see if those guys get playing time. I don't closely follow Temple, so I don't really know if they've been playing. I don't know if Price is kicker numero uno or not. I couldn't really tell you one way or another. But really, I wanted to come on here and say final thoughts. No, I've not had a change of heart. It's not even crossed my mind. I've not lost a wink of sleep over everybody saying Coop, but the weather, and Coop, but A.J. Warner, Kurt Warner's son, but Coop, their running back that rushed for 142 yards last week, but Coop. Bro, Miami is going to handle business in this one. And even if there is some adversity, if some things come up and maybe they come out and they punch us in the mouth early, it's enemy territory, unfavorable weather, Miami can weather the storm. I do believe that they'll be just fine. And can we just say this? Even if Miami had to escape with a victory. Would I be upset? Sure. I definitely would. However, even if that were the case, we have a bye week coming up after it. It would give us time to iron out some things before we get into ACC play. As long as Miami gets a win, ideally, of course, as always, I would rather it be a comfortable win. I would rather us come out and look good. But as long as Miami gets a win on Saturday, I'm happy, especially if the weather is kind of crazy. And I don't want you to take me saying that as me thinking there's some weakness here. Oh, Coop, maybe there's a Coop, is there a hint of doubt in there? You mentioning, I hope we escape with the victory? Not at all. Not at all. That's not my point. That's not what I'm hinting at. I'm just saying Miami being 4-0 going into the bye week, no matter what happens, as long as we got 4 wins going into that bye week, I am a pretty happy camper overall. Absolutely. 0 complaints from me. But I still think even if it's pouring rain the entire game, I think that if it comes down to a, line of scrimmage ordeal, trenches battle, I take Miami over Temple all day, every day. And I'm pretty sure that most of you would do the same. Now, we got to see these running backs step up. I don't know if Fletcher's going to be ready, and I don't know that you toss Fletcher into this even if he is. He would be a really good back for a situation like that, a ground and pound if it's going to be raining. However, we have plenty of other backs in that room. You don't want to rush him, especially if it's going to be sloppy. If he's already kind of nursing an injury and, we're trying to give him time to heal up, save Mark Fletcher for ACC play. And I swear I say the same thing for Cam Kinchins and some of those other guys. If anybody's battling an injury, now we can't sleep on Temple. We can't underestimate these guys. They're going to be way better than Bethune. All I'm saying is don't rush anybody in there because we got some big games coming up after the bye week. It's going to get crazy, and then we're going to really see what this team is made of. But that's really it for final thoughts. I didn't factor in the storm. I'm still not worried about it at all. Doesn't change my opinion in the slightest, other than shaving a couple points off the total score, maybe. Am I giving Temple too much credit even with the 10? I don't know. Y'all let me know. Miami's defense has been pretty impressive. I've been really impressed with Miami's defense. I love the way that Guidry likes to simulate pressure a lot. There are still some issues. You've heard other YouTubers talk about it, what they've seen on breakdowns and stuff about sealing the edge, and at times kind of the interior of that defense. We've not been tested in the run game a whole lot, and I still don't think Temple will really test that for us either. I really don't, honestly. But Temple fans believe. They do. And they might have a strong showing unless weather just really makes it unbearable to be out there. So it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be really interesting. That's really it. Yeah. I'm trying to come up with other things to say, but honestly, that's it. That's it, y'all. I'm confident. I'm confident in the Canes this weekend to take care of business. Little business trip up north. Then we get to rest and relax for a week. Let me know your final thoughts if you've had a change of heart, if the weather has changed your mind, if anything worries you going into this game, maybe something coming up. There's some kind of new development you noticed, you watched some more film or something, and you've just had a change of heart. I don't know, but Coop is feeling good. Coop is feeling real good. And when it's a Couch Coop Confessions episode, I have to be blunt and honest with y'all. I can't sugarcoat it or hide things. I'm feeling better than ever right now. Real talk. I am. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Looking forward to Saturday. Hey, Coach Coop, peace out. Let's go. Go Canes. Let's go. Let's go.